My 35 female, husband 43 male, got into a disagreement because I worry about free speech. My 35 female, husband 43 male, got into a disagreement. I worry about free speech being limited in our country. I worry about my voting rights, and I worry about my reproductive rights as well. My husband said I'm crazy to be worried about anything in the Constitution changing. My perspective is it doesn't even need to change to be disregarded by the current administration, as our checks and balances system is already failing. He said there's no way Trump will run for a third term. He said that my women's rights aren't under attack, that Roe v. Wade being overturned doesn't affect me because I live in Wisconsin. My view is that my federal government is not protecting me and is allowing states to take our rights away. And when we were talking about the potential loss of our right to free speech, he told me that I'm an extremist for saying I'd go to jail before I allow the government to silence me. Whereas I feel the government would be the extremists flouting our Constitution. I know I worry a lot and that I may seem pessimistic, but to me, these are real threats and the potential for them to happen is not 0%, so I'm thinking ahead and preparing for the worst. I feel alone because he doesn't have any empathy for my fears. I'm having a hard time reconciling, not that he doesn't have the same fears as me, but that he just doesn't care that I'm worried. How can we get past this? Why do you feel you need to get past your husband refusing to listen to your concerns? Does he watch the news at all? He's not worried because he feels like he won't be affected. He don't give a fuck about how it affects you. Is your husband secretly MAGA? Lots of MAGA plays dumb on this stuff. Except Wisconsin just ruled on a 100-plus-year-old abortion law that was in place. Your husband is being ignorant and complacent. Our rights are under attack. And by dismissing your concerns, he's playing right into their hand. I truly believe that couples who don't align politically can be together in 2025. They don't align morally or ethically, and when you get down to it, that's pretty big to not be in agreement on. You are right to be worried. Laws only matter if they are enforced. The Constitution is not being enforced. Rights for many have already become non-existent. Most men who aren't worried are only feeling that way because they think nothing bad will affect them. That is wrong. I feel like your husband is being willfully ignorant and is completely ignoring reality. Also, he is being toxic towards you, gaslighting, making you question yourself, acting like you are overreacting, etc. He is invalidating your feelings. He sounds horrible. Trump just stated that Pentagon reporters can't post anything that isn't approved by the government or he will pull their credentials. That is the definition of a 1A violation. I-34F found my husband, 42M, messaging his co-worker, 24F. This is my first post on Reddit. Please be kind. I am looking for unbiased advice, hence why I am here. 2 days again, I found messages on my husband, 42M, phone from his co-worker, 24F. My husband works all sorts of hours. His job is demanding, and he normally averages 14 hours a day. A bit of background on myself. I am a stay-at-home mom. I contribute to over half of the bills, pay for clothing and extracurricular activities for our children on top. I cook every dinner, make every lunch and breakfast. I clean the entire house and do all the washing. I take the children to all of their after-school activities. I also volunteer my time to 2 charities. So I'm not just sitting at home doing nothing. Edit. I've had lots of comments regarding how I contribute with the bills. I have a great job earning great money and was able to save enough before having my children. I did also inherit, which has made things much more comfortable. The messages were, in my belief, on the flirtatious side. Love heart hand emojis, etc. Unfortunately for me, he's deleted half the conversations. So I can't really get a gist of what they were talking about. I've confronted my husband about this, and he just says they are close friends. He could be her dad, and tries to shut down the conversation by saying, "Why would I ruin our 8-year marriage?" Now, I've never snooped on my husband's phone in the whole 10 years we've been together. I've caught him going in mine a couple of times. I know going through someone's phone is wrong, and I'm not sure what made me do it. I did look at the timings on the messages that weren't deleted. They happened when I was out of the room, making dinner for our family. I'm hardly sleeping, not eating, and I can't seem to think straight. My question simply is this: has anyone been through this type of situation? What was your outcome? I want to believe my husband, but something in the pit of my stomach doesn't feel right. How do I go forward? I know this isn't what you want to hear, but you have to go with your gut. Why is he deleting the conversations if he has nothing to hide? If it's an iPhone, you can go to edit at the top left corner in the message app and view recently deleted. Sounds like he likes 24-year-olds. Have you asked why he deleted some of the texts? Because if there was nothing going on, and they truly were just friends, then there is no need to delete text messages. I'm sorry you're going through this. I would suggest couples counseling, and maybe y'all can work on this through a third party. You are his free bang maid that also covers more than half of the bills. She is his entertainment and crush. I think you know what needs to happen. Stay and let him cheat in peace or create a plan, get your ducks in a row, and divorce him. He's a loser, sis. He goes into your phone as a projection. People who think their partner is cheating assume everyone operates the way they do. He's cheating. Leave him. Boyfriend, 27M, withdrew his help for my 26F surgery in 2 days. This morning my boyfriend and I went to Starbucks and got into a small argument on the way home. He stated that I was being a bitch for a comment I made about MY food and how it was prepared incorrectly. I can see how he interpreted it negatively, but I don't feel that I was acting irrationally. It was so small I don't even remember what was said. Context: he is very avoidant and is also going through weed withdrawals at this time. He does not typically handle stress well. Additional context: he brought our German Shepherd in the car with us this morning, and she was barking her head off in the car. I know this contributed to his stress. I am having a surgery on Monday that requires him to drive me 1 hour to the surgery center and take care of me for that day. He got upset and said he doesn't want to put up with someone who acts like that or says bitcha things, and said he was breaking up with me, going to look at apartments today. Our lease is up and we've been apartment searching together, and that he won't be taking me to my surgery or helping me in any way. After this he started to bring up and reference other issues we'd had in the past, unrelated, on the topic of cheating/dating when we had taken a break. I understand this still hurts him and am willing to discuss these things with him, but they only surface in the middle of an argument, and it almost feels like a unintentional ploy to get the power back in his hands during an argument. He later stated he said this because my surgery is something I was asking him to do/help me with. I don't understand how this is relevant. I only have one family member who lives 5 hours away, and he knows I don't have family or help near. Is there any scenario where I may have deserved this, or is this completely unacceptable like I feel it is? So he is deliberately picking a fight with you so that he can avoid taking care of you. Girl, dump his useless ass. He was just looking for an excuse to break up. Maybe because he doesn't want to support you after surgery, maybe not. It's a convenient time. Lease is up, you need his help. The fact that it was a small situation at Starbucks that escalated to this plus bringing up everything from the past shows that he's been waiting for the opportunity. You may have to reschedule your surgery, because even if you use Uber, they often require someone to be in the waiting room for you. Look at it as an opportunity for you also. This feels like there's either more at play than has been said, or the guy is just no longer in your corner. I get the feeling he's been trying to break up with you and was desperate for the right reason. Don't wait for this one. As a lifelong stoner who went to rehab for opiates 7 times, weed withdrawals made me LOL. Don't let a man treat you like that. My ex-boyfriend, who skipped 50% of his college courses, couldn't skip one with a month's notice to drive me to a surgery. So I had to ask my alcoholic mother to please be sober for a few hours to drive me. So I held the wheel while she shook from withdrawals and drove me to and from. No excuse. You deserve better, and he deserves to know that you're worth more than he thinks you are. Good luck to him without you, I hope. My boyfriend, 26M, assaulted me, 22F, and I don't know if it's my fault. My boyfriend and I got into a heated argument a week ago. He told me he didn't care about the UTI I got from having sex with him, and that it was my fault. This made me extremely angry, and so I told him to leave my apartment, as I normally do when things get heated like that. He continued to shout and argue with me, and I just really wanted him to leave, so I pushed him. This is why I feel like it's my fault. He responded by grabbing me by the throat and dragging me across my apartment. As he had me by the throat, I ended up falling backwards onto the couch, and he continued to choke me, and I laid there fighting for air for a bit. All of this was captured on my Ring camera in my living room. Once he finally let go, he went back into the room. My memory of everything else is pretty blurry at this point. But what I remember is I was standing at the edge of my bed, not doing anything to him, and he just punched me out of nowhere. I was immediately shocked and couldn't fully process the fact he'd hit me. I reached for my face and started crying. I told him, I can't believe you just hit me in my fucking face. He's hit me before, but not in my head. He didn't seem to feel bad at all, and continued walking by me. Once I fully understood that he'd punched me in the face intentionally, I got angry. I pushed him again. I started screaming at him that I couldn't believe he'd punch me like that. And he was just apathetic. Before he left, he also took his shoe, which was very heavy, and beat me with it. My arm is covered in bruises. He really fucked up my head from the punch. I had blurry vision, headache every day. I went to the doctor and found out that I have a concussion. I'm considering filing a police report with the video evidence and medical reports as evidence, but without pressing charges. I just want what happened to be documented in case things get worse. My question is, what is the best thing for me to do right now? Is him choking and punching me justified? Genuine question. I feel like it's kind of my fault, but at the same time I don't think that amount of force was necessary. Why wouldn't you press charges? Let me make this clear. This will escalate. It will never go away, and he will never stop. And it has literally been proven that in most cases where man chokes woman, he ends up killing her in the future. Please get out of there and away from him and press charges. You should not even be hesitating on this. The fact that he didn't leave when asked and stayed to abuse you is why you pushed him. That was reasonable force to get an aggressive man out of your space. You didn't cause this, and you had no idea that he was this dangerous. If you had, you would have ran. Go to the police. Sweetie, please hear this clearly. He is going to kill you. Report. Choking, strangulation victims 750% more likely to be killed by offender. Run. Far, fast, and most importantly. Now. OMG. Call police. Like right now. Pushing someone who is not leaving your house is not as serious as someone choking you and hitting you to the point of serious injury. You absolutely have to file a report and absolutely press charges. Otherwise he will do this to you again and or to someone else. In case things get worse. He strangled you and punched you and beat you with an object. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but what's next is him killing you. He's done everything else. And having this attack documented won't help you or your loved ones when you're gone. Get him out of your life while you still have it. OMG, you're in an abusive relationship and don't even know it.